Hello everyone, I'm John McAfee. I'm very sorry I cannot be with you enjoying this wonderful cruise that you're on. I've been on two and they were utterly fantastic. The reason I'm not with you is had I attempted to go, I would have been picked up by Interpol and carted off back to America to face charges for tax evasion. It is true, I have not paid taxes in 8 years. I have not filed taxes in 8 years. I will not file taxes again. I paid tens of millions of dollars for services that I don't think I received that much. The only thing I received was the disrespect of civil servants when I stood in line to get driver's licenses or government services, and to me, that was enough. So I decided 8 years ago, no more paying. Now, when the IRS convened a grand jury, I went to the Bahamas. Why? The Bahamas has no income tax. And you cannot be extradited, according to international law, unless the crime that they are charging you with is also a crime in the country you're staying in. Since the Bahamas had no income tax, well, there was no crime. So, the U.S. very recently filed, not formally, but with the Bahamian government, charges of racketeering, money laundering, murder, all of which are extraditable in any country that has a treaty. Now, I am not a money launderer. I'm way too busy for such things, and I do not know what racketeering means. I hang out with tough customers because they're my security. Why do I need security? Because people are after me, because I tell the truth. But in any case, I am now in Cuba. The war has begun. I warned you of this 2 years ago, that at some point, those of us who speak out about how wonderful cryptocurrency will be to free ourselves from governments, from banks, financial institutions, and others, how that will free us, how governments, if we are using privacy coins, will not be able to collect income taxes because they will have no clue what our income is. Which is the way it should be. The way it should be. To me, it is slavery to work for 1/4 or more of the year for the government that is taking your wages, your right to earn a living. But in any case, that is neither here nor there. I have been advocating cryptocurrency. Free ourselves from government control. Free ourselves from excessive taxation, get financial control into the hands of the individual. Why is this important? Because the financial system, the currency that you use, is the foundation of everything else. You cannot pay your rent, send your children to school, buy food, get medical attention, buy clothes, the necessities of life, without accepting and using the currency controlled by your governments, who can change at any point the value of that currency, print more, remove less. So, until you have control of your own currency, not yours by yourself, but a currency which is controlled by no one, then you will never be free. So I've been preaching this everywhere that I can. Keynotes, twice on these cruises, and yet again today. Every keynote that I've given on my Twitter account, for anyone who will listen, I have been preaching freedom for the individual. And for the first time, at least in my experience and my knowledge, freedom, true financial freedom, is possible. with cryptocurrencies if we have the common sense to use them appropriately. What does appropriate mean? Well, an inappropriate use is to collect as much as you can and wait until the price goes up and then sell. Or buy when it's high and have to sell when it's low and then cry about it. This is utter nonsense. We will never free ourselves if this is our goal. Currency's true value is not based on an exchange with some other currency. In most cases, it is based on the cost of goods and services in the currency that you are using. Please God, it is so simple. And yet we're not doing that. Not much. But we could be. If you truly believe in cryptocurrency, not for its potential increase in value, but for its potential to free your ass from slavery, controlled by your governments, then you would have a different attitude. And I am standing pretty much alone right now, but I promise you, those of you who are saying similar things to me are going to be in my position soon. You will be exiles. You will be on the run. And at some point, there will be nowhere to run to. I am willing to do this because I'm doing this for my children and grandchildren, and for your children and grandchildren. Because I have no choice. I'm 73. What the fuck do I have to live for other than the future of this planet and my species, humans? And this is why I'm doing this, and this is why you also have to stand tall. I'm not expecting you to stand on the front lines with me, but you damn well better stand up. And you had better raise your voices. And you had better let governments know you will not take this anymore, because you now have the tool to free yourself from them. Governments must become smaller. They will have less to govern. Think about it. A truly free society needs little government. So I stand here now in Cuba, having no idea where I will go next, and hoping that I can get in touch with at least some high-level official within the government to explain my position, to tell them the truth, that these charges are trumped up, that they are desperate to get me, because if America did extradite me on these trumped up charges, they would be dropped instantly, and then the IRS would come back with, hey, you haven't paid taxes? Well, I'm sorry, I'm not putting up with that. I will not be silenced by the triviality of corrupt conspiracies against me, and neither should you. And again, I am not saying stand on this line with a target painted on your chest, but for God's sake, stand behind me. Stand up and speak, and see the foolishness of how you are now treating cryptocurrencies. The goose that lays the golden egg, the key, not in terms of Bitcoin is going to reach $1 million and I'll get $1 billion. No, but in terms of use it for what it was intended. Take this fucking key, turn the lock, and exit your cage. That isn't asking much. And you can still go ahead and invest and do what you want, but for God's sake, first and foremost, free yourselves. Do not let your greed bring you back into the world you are trying to escape. The world of power, lust for money, Not that there's anything wrong, but that can't be the prime purpose of your existence, please. I did not mean to lecture tonight. I came across the sea yesterday. My boat caught fire. We made it into Cuba. I'm staying in a hotel because the boat is being repaired. The people with me are brave people, knowing the risks that they were taking. Yet we are happy and content that we are able to stand up now and speak. And I am speaking now to you. Please, God, listen to me. Thank you very much. And goodbye.